Look, we've all been there. It's Friday night, you're staring at your Steam library, and somehow having 200 games means you can't pick one. I get it. So, I went through the reviews, the ratings, the fan favorites, and found the 10 single-player games that consistently blow people away. These are the experiences that stick with you. Let's get into it. So how do you follow up one of the greatest games ever made? Nintendo's answer? Break your own physics engine in the best way possible. Tears of the Kingdom takes the Hyrule we explored in Breath of the Wild and just explodes it. We're talking floating islands in the sky and these absolutely terrifying depths below that are pitch black and genuinely unsettling. But here's where it gets crazy, the Ultra Hand ability. This thing basically turns the entire world into your personal playground. Need to cross a gap? Sure, you could build a normal bridge with some logs, or, and hear me out, you could strap 4 fans to a minecart, slap a flamethrower on the front, and just launch yourself across like some kind of deranged goblin engineer. The fact that Nintendo got this running on the Switch is honestly mind-blowing. What makes this special is that if you can think of some completely ridiculous solution to a problem, the game doesn't just allow it, it rewards you for it. That's the magic right there. For a lot of people, this is it, the absolute peak of what From Software can do. Bloodborne throws out everything you knew about these games. No shields, no playing it safe. This is pure aggression. You're in Yharnam, this rain-drenched city where the atmosphere is so thick you can practically taste it. Here's what's brilliant. It starts out feeling like a classic gothic horror. You've got werewolves, torch-wielding mobs, the usual stuff. But then it shifts. It gets cosmic. It gets weird. And honestly, it gets under your skin. The combat is where this game really shows its teeth. You get hit, don't back off, attack immediately and steal that health back. Hesitation is literally what kills you here. You have to commit. And the weapons? Man, these trick weapons are genius. They transform mid-combo, morphing from one form to another as you fight. It's From Software at their absolute best. Environmental storytelling, heart-pounding combat, and an atmosphere that haunts you long after you've beaten it. Look, it doesn't matter if you're playing the 2005 original or the recent remake, Resident Evil 4 is still the king of action horror. No debate. This game literally created the over-the-shoulder camera we see in basically every third-person shooter now. But here's what makes it special. It's not about cheap jump scares. It's about constant, unrelenting pressure. You're being swarmed by these incredibly smart, grotesque villagers, and you're just desperately counting every bullet you have left. That opening village sequence? Still one of the most intense moments in gaming history. What's wild is how it balances everything. Yeah, the dialogue is sometimes pure B-movie cheese, and honestly, that's part of the charm. But the gunplay feels so satisfying, and the encounters are designed so perfectly that you'll want to replay it immediately just to unlock new weapons and try different strategies. It set the template, and decades later, nothing's really topped it. Hey, quick timeout. If you're digging this list and want more honest game breakdowns without the BS, hit that like button and subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel grow. All right, back to the games. This is the game that did the impossible. It made people who swore they hated roguelikes completely obsessed with one. Hades is this perfect blend of fast, visceral combat and storytelling that actually matters. You're Zagreus, just trying to escape the underworld and get away from your dad, Hades, who's, well, kind of a jerk. Now, you're going to die. A lot. But here's the genius part. Dying doesn't feel like you screwed up. It's actually how the story progresses. Every time you respawn back in the House of Hades, there's new dialogue. Characters remember how you died. They comment on it. The story keeps moving forward whether you're winning or losing. And can we talk about the art? incredibly stylish. The combat is tight and responsive. And their take on the Greek gods? Let's just say they made Zeus a silver fox and Aphrodite, well, you'll see. It's one of those rare games where the gameplay and story are so perfectly intertwined that you can't imagine one without the other.
Seen by now how all the chambers seem to rearrange themselves. It has been.
Okay, don't let the cute bug aesthetic fool you. Hollow Knight will absolutely destroy you. This is a Metroidvania that goes toe-to-toe with any AAA game out there. You're exploring Hallownest, this massive underground kingdom that's just fallen apart. It's melancholic. You find the remnants of dead heroes, strange bug creatures, and this overwhelming sense of loss everywhere. The hand-drawn art? Stunning. Every single area feels completely unique and alive with detail. But the real hook is that exploration loop. You're wandering around, getting completely lost, which happens a lot. Then you find a new ability, like a dash or double jump, and suddenly, all these areas you couldn't reach before are now open. It just keeps expanding. The controls are razor sharp, and they need to be, because the boss fights do not mess around. They will test every single skill you've learned. Your timing, your movement, your attack patterns, everything. It's this beautiful, haunting journey that somehow keeps getting bigger just when you think you've seen everything it has to offer. If you've ever loved tabletop RPGs like Dungeons & Dragons, this is it. This is the game you've been waiting for. Divinity Original Sin 2 gives you a level of freedom that honestly feels impossible. The world doesn't just react to what you do, it reacts to who you are. Your race, your background, the choices you've made, all of it matters. The combat is turn-based tactical perfection. It's built entirely around elemental combos. You can make it rain, then freeze the puddles to trip enemies. Cast lightning on water? Everyone standing in it gets stunned. But here's where it gets wild. You can talk your way out of boss fights. You can kill quest givers, and the game just keeps going. You can accidentally burn down entire towns because you misclicked a fireball. The game doesn't punish you for breaking its systems. It actually rewards you for thinking creatively and doing things the developers probably never intended. It's pure freedom in RPG form. If you thought the Yakuza series was just about punching people in the face, Like a Dragon is about to flip everything you know upside down. It takes this legendary brawler franchise and turns it into a turn-based RPG, and somehow, it works perfectly. You play as Ichiban Kasuga, who might be the most genuinely likable protagonist in modern gaming. He gets out of prison after taking the fall for a crime he didn't commit, and now he's homeless in Yokohama, starting from absolute zero. Here's what makes this special. One minute you're knee-deep in this serious crime drama, uncovering political conspiracies, and the next you're summoning a flock of pigeons to attack a guy dressed as a giant diaper. I'm not making this up. The job system is genius too. Chef? Breakdancer? They're all legit combat classes with unique abilities. At its core, it's this heartfelt story about friendship and rebuilding your life when everything's been taken from you. It's quirky, it's massive, and it's completely unlike anything else on this list.
All of us here are a little crazy, but that's the best part of being friends.
Whether you're playing the legendary PS2 original or the stunning Delta remake, Snake Eater is Kojima's absolute masterpiece. It drops the high-tech corridors and throws you into a Soviet jungle where survival is everything. You're not just hiding in boxes anymore, though you still can. You're hunting animals for food, treating individual bullet wounds, manually adjusting your camo to disappear into the environment. The tension is suffocating. It builds toward this Cold War spy thriller that goes places you don't expect. And that final boss fight? It's still one of the most emotionally devastating moments in gaming. People are still talking about it decades later. It's quirky, it's brutal, and that ending will stay with you forever.
Loyalty to your country or loyalty to me? Your country or your old mentor? The mission or your beliefs? Your duty to your unit?
Nobody saw this coming. Kratos, the rage-filled god killer who literally ripped people apart in the PS2 era, somehow became the centerpiece of one of gaming's most powerful stories about fatherhood. This soft reboot is a cinematic masterpiece. The entire game is one continuous shot. No cuts, no loading screens breaking immersion. You're locked in from start to finish. The combat feels incredible. Every swing of the Leviathan axe has this weight to it, this impact. And calling it back to your hand like Thor's hammer never gets old. So satisfying. But what really makes this special is watching Kratos and his son, Atreus, navigate their relationship. Kratos is trying so hard to bury his violent past, to be a better father, to teach his kid how to survive in this brutal Norse world. Watching him struggle with that, it's genuinely affecting. It's rare to see a game nail both the brutal, satisfying combat and the emotional, mature storytelling this perfectly. This is how you reinvent a character.
So I'm a man now. Like you?
No. We are not men. We are more than that.
And finally, we've arrived at number 1, and honestly, this needs almost no introduction. Elden Ring. This isn't just Dark Souls with a horse. This is From Software completely rethinking what an open-world RPG can be. The moment you step out into Limgrave, the scale is overwhelming. There are no quest markers cluttering your screen, no arrows telling you where to go, just this massive horizon filled with terrifying bosses, hidden dungeons, and cryptic lore that you have to piece together yourself. The combat is brutal. It demands precision, patience, timing. But here's what makes this different: the freedom. Boss absolutely destroying you? You don't have to sit there and suffer. Just leave. Explore a completely different area. Level up. Find some weird weapon you've never seen before. Then come back 10 hours later and get your revenge. It's this massive, intimidating journey that actually trusts you to figure things out. It respects your intelligence and rewards curiosity in ways most games wouldn't dare to try. That's why it's number 1.
For how else is a champion or a lord to be born?
So there you have it. 10 absolute masterpieces that everyone needs to experience at least once. But look, I already know what you're thinking. Where's my favorite game? How could you leave that off? And honestly, I want to hear about it. Drop a comment right now and tell me which game deserved a spot on this list. Tell me why I'm completely wrong. I'm ready for it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.